Another video, another room. We're saying goodbye to 2016, and as we do, I thought I'd take a look back over some of the most powerful projects we've seen in the back half of the year. My name's Doug, you're watching Fifth Wall TV. 2016 has been a pretty turbulent year for many across the world. This has seen galvanized movements like Black Lives Matter, Syrian Solidarity, the anti-government protest in Venezuela really start to gain momentum. And of course, at the heart of dissatisfaction, at the heart of protest, this is where art really comes into life. Kicking off my list, we're going to travel to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, where earlier this year thousands of protesters marched the streets demanding the resignation of the Prime Minister Najib Razak. Now based out of Penang, the Lithuanian artist Ernest Zacharevic headed down to Kuala Lumpur to take part in the protest, although his contribution was slightly different. Rage Against the Machine is a mixed media installation that depicts young children beating the crap out of a school bus in a way that makes Street Fighter look like, well, Sesame Street. This kind of powerful message sends an impact on a wider scale into a completely different audience than may necessarily have heard about the protests themselves. And this is the power that art can have to draw you into social discussions. We're certainly seeing more and more of a presence from Ernest, and if Rage Against the Machine is anything to go by, I really look forward to what he's got in store for 2017. Fresh off the back of watching the last episode in the latest series of David Attenborough's Planet Earth, I really loved the way that he closed off by exploring the relationship between natural and urban environments. And this next piece by Crystal Wagner really delves into the concept. The American artist covered a 100-year-old building with this multicolored moss-like growth in what was one of the most visually striking projects of the year. When nature reclaims the public environment, it really reminds us of our place in the world, and drawing attention to this really does highlight the importance of building on rather than destroying this very delicate partnership, and I think Crystal's done this very well here. This summer, Brooklyn's Dan Witz hit the streets of London with his project Breathing Room. Revitalising London's iconic dormant phone boxes, he installed paintings of people of all different faiths and backgrounds in a position of contemplative meditation. This was an extension of a previous project he had with Amnesty International, in which the streets became a platform of conversation to draw attention to human rights abuses of countries around the world. Given that the phone boxes themselves are primarily now just toilets for the drunk and homeless and advertising space for local brasses, I don't think BT are going to be too upset. And to date, as far as I'm aware, he's not been arrested yet. From Chernobyl to Iceland to rural Australia, it's clear Guido is drawn to isolation. It could be argued that muralism is somewhat desensitizing the impact art is having on the public environment, and for me, this is why Guido's work is still carrying such weight, because of the locations that he's choosing to paint. This standout piece was this mural in Adievka, Ukraine. Painting in the center of a conflict zone can't be an easy task, and the fact that he had to don a bulletproof vest and helmet in order to paint this piece shows how volatile the situation there is. The project itself was run by Art United Us, and if you'd like to do some further research, then I'll put some links in the description below. Coming in at top of the list, it has to be the Chinese activist and artist Iweu. The guy has just not stopped. From his game-changing show at the Royal Academy in London at the end of last year, it's just been non-stop. Ever critical and ever aware, Weiwei has been relentless in his pursuit to draw attention to the refugee crisis of Europe this year. Whilst it's virtually impossible to single out any one aspect of the body of work he's created over the last year, the standout piece for me is in Berlin. 14,000 refugee life jackets collected from the shores of Lesbos in Greece wrapped around 5 columns of Berlin's concert house. The piece alone is probably strong enough to make it onto this list, but when you take into consideration the back catalogue the artist has of drawing attention to human rights failures and abuses around the world, it really shows the strength and determination he has as a character. I'm not entirely sure if this is street art or not, but for me, unshakably, Weiwei is number one. So there you go, there's my list of 2016's best street art based projects from around the world. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if I've missed something out, then please let me know in the comments section. Other than that, any likes, shares, subscribes, all that stuff's really appreciated. In the meantime, I've been Doug for Fifth Wall TV. I'll be with you guys real soon.
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.